Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As I promised you in the last videos, once weddings get started, I'm gonna show you full behind the scenes footage of it. So I'm gonna show you GoPro footage so you can see the area surrounding what I have to work with, but mostly footage from within the camera itself. So what I see, if you ever wondered what a photographer does to get the shots, now you can see all the settings I have. The only thing you can't see, but I'll show you, I'll explain to you, are the flash power settings. Here is the venue from the outside. It's in a really kind of shady part of the area, neighborhood, but the building itself is beautiful. So right now you're gonna get to see what it looks like inside.
This is the venue. You know, all this natural light coming in, but it's kind of dark in the middle here. So I set up external lights over there for now, but I will set them up later. I have one roaming light over here.
So today was a 4-hour wedding and I brought 2 camera bodies. I always have 2, sometimes 3. I don't need 3, but hey, I have 3, so why not use them? So today I had a 35mm on one and the 85mm on the other. I switched the 85 to the 70-200 because that's my preferred lens. And the only reason I did that is because you can get more variety really quickly with it. But right here I'm using the 85, and I'm using the 85 to get all the details. Sometimes I use the 50, but today I'm using the 85 to start. So I'll get all the closer, tighter shots of the details with the 85. So this is the GoPro footage. I wanted to show you this so you can see what I have to work with as well. So you see all that light pouring in. I mean, it's beautiful, right? But if you're shooting into it, which sometimes you kind of have to, it's not quite that beautiful because it can get into your lens and it makes that hazy kind of look to it. So I am doing different things to kind of avoid that. But mostly, you can't avoid it. So look here, I have a cake and there's a window behind it that's blown out. You can see it. It makes for a nice picture. That's a cool picture, but I also want to get it not quite as blown out. So I'll use the backdrop, the bricks as behind it, so as to have the cake pop a little bit more. No matter what I'm photographing, I'm gonna get tighter crops of them. I'm gonna get wide shots too, so I get a variety of shots. I am a hybrid photographer. Some of you know what that means. This guy, Taylor Jackson, look him up on YouTube. He's awesome. He does hybrid photography. So he does photos and then switches to video and does video clips. I've been doing that for a year now and it's great. I have the Nikon Z6 and the buffer to switch. The buffer, it's really quick. So I can switch between photos and video really fast. So here next, you're gonna see a little clip that I did of video, and continuously throughout the video, you'll see different clips. Today we're doing video as well, so the videographer that you see, he's with me. So I don't have to do this, he can do it, but we help each other out a lot. He's also a photographer, so he can get shots that I need. I give video shots that he needs right now. He's doing something else, so why not take this opportunity? It takes a few seconds to get this, 60 frames per second, handheld, super easy, super fast, and we help each other out that way. That's the benefit of having somebody that you know really well for video. Like, you work really well together, you don't get in each other's way. For the most part, you help each other out. So I switch back to photos. You can see that by all the settings. You can see all that there, right? So look, I'm using the brick as the backdrop. Again, using the brick as a backdrop, and I'm still getting in kind of tight, but I am gonna get this at a wider crop, wider shot. And I think I already did, but here I am getting some more of the details, the flowers, all the things that they put thought into. Looking back at this, like you can read there, the settings shouldn't be that way. Like the ISO is kind of high, the shutter speed is kind of high. It doesn't need to be that way. I could have easily lowered the shutter speed. Hey guys, so what you're watching here is real time, right? I'm switching between photo and video so seamlessly. It's that easy. And you can come out of this with so much content. If you haven't done video, you should think about it because you're a photographer already, you know composition, you know everything. Just go for it. Do a little video clips. You can put it together. I am doing so much to get all this BTS footage, having a Ninja 5 dangling off my chest with a GoPro on the camera. It's crazy that all that I'm trying to do to get these videos done for you guys. Here I switched over to video again. You see how seamless that is? And there is a slight movement. You can kind of see it. There is a technique for that. You hold the camera like 3 points of contact and you just move your body slightly. And it gives you a little slight movement. I realized maybe I should elaborate what 3 points of contact means. If you look it up on YouTube, I'm sure you'll find so many videos about it. But in the future, I am going to have some more in-depth talk about it. But how you can do the video portion of it, as well as photos. So once again, I switched back to video. I'm getting some more video of it, like a wider shot of it. I am getting this for the videographer. I'm not actually going to edit this video, not this time, but I have edited many other trailers, but they actually chose to get a full video. Here, normally what I would do is get little short clips, but in this case, I guess what I did was just let it run and just get different shots. Keep it steady for a few seconds, slow it down. That's all you really need. So I switched back to photos, see, that easily. There's a guy in the background, I wait for him to move, to get the shots. This is what you get. The light pouring in, it looks really nice. Get a bunch of wide shots of all the tables and things like that. I mean, I get close-ups, wide shots, I get everything. And in this case today, I had about 40 minutes to get all these shots, so that was plenty of time. I mean, there's a lot of details, but you can get them really fast, and I did. So I'm going around the room, taking all the detail shots, trying to pay attention to what's in the background. Sometimes it can't be helped, like you can see the bartender right there. There's people in the background. Look, there's a lady right there. And I took a few shots, but I'm like, wait, let me wait for her to hide behind the pillar. Bam, right there. Take the shots. Then I get this. I could have come back to that when there's nobody there, but there's people working, trying to set up because the ceremony's about to start. What's actually happening here is that the officiant was late, so this actually gave me the opportunity to get more shots. We were supposed to do other stuff happening, but the officiant was late and the grooms were getting ready, but they were just kind of hanging out in the back. So I had more time than I thought, so I went back to some of the details that I had photographed that wasn't necessary, but since I had the time and I didn't want to just stand there, I hate just standing there, I went back and I took these shots. Pretty soon we're gonna go visit the guys, and we're gonna get a few shots putting their boutonnieres on, waiting for that officiant to come and getting everything ready. Right now the videographer has set up everything, his mics, everything's good to go. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting, getting different details, taking pictures of the pictures, you know, everything there is to photograph. So going back to that mentality of I don't want to just stand there. Here I'm getting some more video of the cake. I'm sure the videographer got so many shots of this, but maybe he got it in a different way. So why not take it? I find my settings, I get it for a few seconds. So this right here, taking photos of the crowd as they wait. I don't know that that's entirely necessary. Most people don't put this in the album if they get an album, but I thought it'd be nice. I always think it's nice to get some shots, candids of people. Sometimes they look up at me and wondering, why is he pointing a camera at me? But I mean, it adds to the variety. I have the time, I'm already standing there, so why not get this, right? So the reason I probably don't get a lot of these shots is because these are not really that interesting. If they were really smiling and all that, I would probably get more of them. Right here, everybody has a face mask on, or mostly everybody, and they're on their phones. Here, it's nice, they're talking, but yeah, generally these are not the pictures that you want. Here, I was doing some video, you see? Video can use some of these. So here we go to the guys, and I didn't get this on the Ninja, so I don't have behind the scenes footage of all this. Starting here I did. So I got some shots of each of the grooms putting different the boutonnieres on themselves. I'm using the 35mm lens. I am using single point. Take note of where the light is coming from, to the left, right? So if you shoot to the right or like this, you get really nice directional light. That's what I want. The moment you start kind of creeping towards the light itself, it starts to get like this right here. The guy's right there. That's not, yeah, that's a hard shot. But black and white, it looks nice. But you know, you turn a little bit, angle a little bit. You can get this shot if you move, and the sun's really harsh to the right, the light, but it looks nice too. You got it?
Got it.
Okay. And then right there, I want you guys to turn towards each other, look at each other, give each other a hug. You can get closer, just hug each other lovingly. There we go. There you go. You can't wait to, but not yet. So like I was telling you guys, you're watching this in real time. So I already had it to video, so when we moved spots to this piano, I already had it set to video and I just continued doing video. Then I switched to photos. So here I'm taking some photos of them. I got both. Look, the videographer is right next to me. Was it necessary for me to get video? No, not really, because he may not even use it. I am so used to doing both, regardless of whether or not he's there. It adds a little bit more content for him to work with, and it's good practice for me to be able to get both. It took 10 seconds, if that, maybe 5, to get that little bit of clip, and if you were doing video on your own, you could definitely do it just with those 5-second clips added up. Tell you to, I want you to whisper into his ear what you love most about him. So not everybody's perfect, right? You look back at some of your photos and you think, man, I should have done this differently. And there's plenty of things that I could have done differently for sure, every time, even though I'm really satisfied. But look at that paper towel. Oh, how did I miss that? For photos, I can crop it. It's easy, and I did crop it. For video, I don't really know how to do that. I don't think the videographer is gonna use this clip. He may be able to remove it, I don't know, but yeah, sometimes you miss those things. It happens. So don't beat yourself up when it does happen. Learn from it. And I guess the beauty of making these YouTube videos now is that I can look back at all this and learn even more from my own mistakes. I would watch other people's videos on YouTube and learn from what they're doing to make my own photography better. And now I can watch my own videos or make my own videos and learn from all these things. So everything that's happening right here, including that paper towel there, I'll eventually realize it's there, don't worry. And we'll get more shots, but I did crop all these shots, as you can tell in some of the photos that are coming up. But so all these shots were made possible by the tardiness of the officiant, which I think I've said about 4 times now. I should probably stop saying it, because she was a really nice lady, and there was a ton of traffic because we're right in the city of LA, right in the middle on 61st Street. Crazy. I don't go around that area very much, and yeah, it's like a whole different world to me. I live in the Valley in North Hollywood, for those of you that know that. Although North Hollywood isn't exactly Beverly Hills, it's not 61st Street in Los Angeles. But yeah, I got some shots here. We are waiting for the officiant. Again, I said that. So now she's arrived and we mic'd everybody up. We're good to go. I'm going back to the ceremony area. I'm taking detail shots because there's still a few minutes from starting, and you know, like I said before, I don't want to just sit there. So I'm taking a few more shots of the crowd, having a great time, looking great, and getting all that sun, because once you get close to those windows, those people next to those windows must have been hot, because it was hot. But yeah, all that window light coming in, it's not easy. You'll see some of the struggles I had right now. So you saw the area I have to work with, and here I switched to a different kind of focusing method, not single point as they walk in. I think it worked really well. Get it right in the middle because I have them right in the middle. All that sun is difficult, but you work with it. So here guys, you saw how long that walkway is. I was able to get photo and video, but here's a pro tip. Set your settings for video up before they start walking so that you can just switch to it and start recording, not have to get to your settings. So here they are, the other groom coming in with his sister, and all that light, like I said, is really harsh, but you work with it. The hard part about this ceremony is that the sun is to the right here, right, and if I shoot that way to the right, there's gonna be a lot of haze because the sun's like directly coming into my lens, and you'll see that in some of the shots. So the only way to really avoid that is to position him behind the wall, which sometimes isn't easy, but right there I did it, see? And you get some more contrast to the shots, not with all that haze. But really, ideally, what I want to do is get to the other side, to shoot away, to shoot towards where the sun is coming from, the light. But it's hard to do that here because of the way that the seats are set up. I would have to go through the ceremony or behind the ceremony to get those shots, and I hate doing that because then you're in front of everybody. I hate going across, like, you know, I don't do that. Even though this isn't a Catholic church, Catholic churches are, man, they don't want you to do that, go across and ruin everybody's view. But even though they don't want you to do that, I wouldn't do it anyways at a Catholic church, and I don't want to do it outside of a church. I think it's kind of rude almost, but I have to. There's no other way. And then you get more shots like this where the sun is kind of flattering and nice, and the lighting, and the light's not coming directly into my lens. The videographer here is covering this ceremony so well. It wasn't necessary for me to get this. Like I said though, it adds a little bit more footage to him, to his content that he can use to create this video, so I do it. I could have taken more photos in those 10 seconds that I took to do the video, but I didn't miss anything here, see? I'm still getting every shot, they're still looking at the officiant, so it really is no big deal for me to switch from one to the other, and I do. If it comes down to a part where if I switch to video, like during the kiss, and I can't get photos because I'm doing video, then I won't do video. If I was doing it on my own, I would have a camera on a tripod to get that exact moment. That's it. I mean, it's so easy, and they would really appreciate it. Here I switched to video again, but I'm using 35mm lens. You can see because it's a little wider. The videographer is all the way to the right. You can see them over there holding it with the blue shirt, this camera. So I'm getting a lot of stuff both for the photo and video. Switch back to video. Here you saw me put monitor only. Why do I do that? I used to only shoot through the viewfinder, but with these mirrorless cameras, I'm finding that I only shoot through the screen. And especially right now, because if you're wearing a mask, which you should be, you're gonna fog up that viewfinder. So yeah, I keep switching it back to to just the screen only. Why do I keep switching it? Well, because I already set it up so that only the screen is able to show me what's going on, not the viewfinder. But when you plug in the Ninja 5, those settings don't matter apparently. You still have to switch it back. So every time I turn the camera off, I have to switch it back to the screen only, no viewfinder. It's kind of annoying, to tell you the truth. So here I am at the ceremony again still. I was behind them at some point getting all those shots. I thought maybe now that they're looking at each other and not be efficient, I moved to the back area. The reason is that because now they're looking at each other, I can get more of their faces. So that often happens for ceremonies. So I'm pretty sure a lot of photographers out there do the kind of the same thing. I'm using single point and recompose. You can see the window behind them is really bright. There's nothing you can do about that. In fact, the windows everywhere throughout this whole venue are both a blessing and a curse. You'll see why later. But these photos still look really nice. The blown out windows in the back, so long as there's enough contrast on their suits, and luckily their suits are really dark, so it works. And the way I edited these photos is by adding contrast, some clarity. So here they're doing something by the candles. There's a lot of people there. What do I do here? I can either go to the side and get a weird side angle, or go through the middle down the aisles and block everybody's view and get this shot. I chose to go down the aisle. I hate doing that because, like I said, I'm blocking people, but there really was no other way to get this shot besides to do that. You'll see the next opportunity that I had to go to this area, I used the other method, which is to go around the side, which didn't turn out really well. Right here, see? I didn't want to block anybody anymore, so I went the other side, and I'm like, oh, can't get their faces. So that was a fail, that sucked. But, you know, between blocking people and not getting the shot, I'm gonna block people's view for a second. I have to. And right there I didn't, and I didn't get their faces as they were lighting up the candles. But, you know, it's still a nice picture, it just could have been better. The ceremony is winding down, so I'll explain to you what's going to happen next. Is that there was a whole portrait session afterwards, which I'm not going to show you because it really did take up a huge portion of the day, and I had them in one spot and I got them done. I got them right here. See, this is a silhouette shot, but this is where all the portraits took place. There's window light coming to the right, really harsh. There was nowhere else to take photos, but I used off-camera flash to light up people in front of that window. It came out really nice.
And then look over here. One more, hold on. When I tell you to, guys, I want you to look at each other and go for a kiss. 1, 2, 3. Hold each other's hands when you do that. Go 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right, let's go.
Because there were so many guests and taking photos with each of them, different combinations, it did take up a huge chunk of time. So in between people coming to this little room that we're in, we were taking some photos of the two groom, and we got some shots in between. We ended up taking more at the rooftop later, but so yeah, I'm not showing you any of the group shots. Those are kind of boring to watch. It's the same picture over and over and over and over again for like 100 different people. So here you can see there's not really much to work with here. There's a little space right here to the left of them. There's a bed. It was kind of weird. There's a bed. Behind me there's a huge window. To the right there's windows. So there's a lot of things here where if you shoot towards it, then you'll get this really harsh light coming into your lens, which is kind of hard. Here I'm using a no flash, and I'm using natural light coming to the right and behind me. It looks really nice. Some video here. The videographer is recording something over there at the reception area, so I'm kind of helping him out here. He is going to use this footage, I know. Some shots of the other groom in between group portraits. So yeah, you work as efficiently as possible. And now we go to the roof.
Kiss each other, kiss each other. Hold hands. Look over here, look over here. perfect. Go for a kiss. There we go. Go for another kiss. One second.
So they wanted a photo in front of this sign that they have. I took this photo, but I did not edit it. I'm sure you can guess why. It's because they were standing in front of the sign, which would defeat the purpose of the photo. So I took it again and I had them move to the left a little bit. I have it the shutter speed really low to get some more of the ambient light coming in and a little bit of flash on them. You can kind of see it through the window there, but it's really hard to avoid those kind of reflections when there's so many windows everywhere. This is the toughest night of the toughest part of the night. Toughest. There's a spotlight on them. I didn't know that was going to be on them as they walked in. It totally ruined my exposures. So I had to adjust and I edited this a little differently. There's water bottles in the back. It's not my favorite picture, but you know, you roll with it. The spotlights on them, that was a little bit of a surprise. I have my off-camera lights set up to the right, but they kind of stopped short of the middle of the dance floor, so I couldn't use my off-camera flash. It wasn't pointing towards that part of the dance floor. So I used the spotlight. It wasn't expected, but I used it, and it gives you that nice rim light. I have an assistant following me around with a movable light, and that's how I was able to get light in front of them. So I wanted to show you a little bit of the GoPro footage to show you what I have to work with. There's my assistant all the way to the left with a light. So the light's coming from the left of them, but there's also a light behind them to light up for video a little bit. And that's how I was able to get these shots. The flash power is set really low because I don't want it to look super flashy. So I have the ISOs a little higher. I could have probably lowered my shutter speed a little bit more to get more of the ambient light coming in, but looking back, I'm like, I don't think that I would have done anything differently. This is really nice. So I have it on face detection here. Why I have it on face detection, I don't know. I must have been doing something, but I changed it back to single point because nobody's moving. I can control the focusing. So I'm using a 35mm lens there. You can tell the light's coming from the right hand side. So this video is quickly winding down, so I'm going to take this opportunity again to remind you, hopefully, that you subscribe. I work really hard on these videos. I'm trying to get you behind the scenes footage, and I'm trying to find a good balance of trying to show you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it. But if you think I can do better or something differently, please let me know. I would love to hear. You can comment and I will respond. But so there's one thing that I don't do right now because of COVID. I used to love to go into the dance area where people are dancing and get my wide angle lens and take all these shots. But because of everything happening in here, I must have forgotten for a second. I'm too close maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of people all around me. And I'm using the 35mm lens and I'm getting all these shots. Some of them are not winners, but I'm trying to get everything I can here like that. But eventually, really soon, I realized, okay, I need to step back, and I used my 70-200 and I got a bunch of shots that way. I'm not going to show you all those because those are really just kind of random, waiting for people to look my way. Using the long lens on a dance floor isn't ideal because you really just kind of have to shoot whatever is in direct line of sight to you, and sometimes people don't really move from spot to spot, so it's really hard to get a variety of photos That's why I really prefer using my 35 and getting really close to the action so I can get different shots of different people. So I have my camera set up, my flash set up right there. You see there's one to the left side of that picture. So there's two, there's the constant lights going on over there. That's for video, so I'm using it as part of my photos. Here again, it's the 70-200, so I'm really far away. I'm just trying to get as much as possible. Things like that, you know? They still come out really nice. They're not my preferred method, but right now you can't risk it. I can't go in there and take photos of everybody, in between everybody. That's just risking a little too much right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I put a lot of effort into it. Like I said, this is just every photo that I took. You saw some at the beginning of the video. This is the rest. I ended up delivering close to 800 photos for just a short wedding. There's a lot of repetition in them because I take a lot. Their smile is a little differently. These are some of those portraits I was talking about that didn't make it into the video, like people, the guests. Those were really kind of boring to watch, but here they are. You have to get all those portraits with all the family for sure. But so I think they're really gonna love their photos and they're gonna love their video. If you guys think that I can do something a little better or different, please let me know. I'm really trying here to make these videos be super comprehensive. There's so many videos out there that give you a ton of information. I know I always am looking for them, searching, looking for new things to learn. But I'm here if you want to learn from me. I've been doing this for over 10 years and I think I'm pretty good at it, you know, pretty successful at it. There's never enough success for me. I always want more. So if you would like to start a conversation and talk about photography, video, anything, I'm here and I would love to chat with you. So I look forward to having you sign up and chatting me and telling your friends about me, and hopefully we can talk shop. All right guys, so thank you for tuning in. I'll see you later.